Welcome back to another UO Forever video. This time I'm going to talk about skills in Ultima Online and determining which skills you actually want to focus on this character, because each character only has 700 skill points. The way you open up the skill menu to look at what your skills are at right now is you hit Alt-K, or you click on the skills button on your paper doll, and then it'll open up this window. Now, each of these little arrows over here will open up a drop-down menu of all the skills that are available in Ultima Online. Now, you'll see that some of them are at different numbers. I actually need to click Show Real, this little red dot here, and make it green so that I can see what my skills are actually at. Now, I have a lot of zeros, which is what I'd expect since this is a fairly new character. But if I go to my combat skills, I have a few of them that have a few points in them. And I need to decide what are the 7 skills, because I can only have 7 skills that can be maxed out of the 100 to get 700 skill points, that I want to have on this character. For this purposes of this video, I would create a new group, and this is going to be your 7 skills for this character. I'm going to call it New Player, and I'm going to pick the 7 skills I think you should have on your starting character here, so that you can be a successful adventurer. So normally in combat, we'd be able to find swordsmanship. It's not there right now, but we want to set all the skills to down that we're not going to use, so that we don't gain any points in those and we don't waste any of our 700 skill points. So we're going to set all those to down because we don't want any of those skills right now. Trade skills, we don't need any of those on this character. We'll go through how you can use those effectively in another video, but for right now we're making adventure characters, so we don't need them. And magic, we don't need any of those because we're not making a caster really, we're just making a character with some magery to help with healing and things like that. We don't need any of the wilderness skills. Set those all to down. Thieving, we don't need any of those skills either on this character. So as you can see, I'm just going through all the skills and setting them down so that I don't waste any of my skill points. And I actually have all the skills that I want already in the 7x section. They'll be distributed amongst these other categories normally. And what you need to do to move them around is left click and hold on them and drag them around. So I'm going to drag healing down to our new player section. I'm going to drag anatomy down there. I'm going to drag magery. I'm going to drag meditation. I'm going to drag resisting spells, swordsmanship, and tactics. These are going to be the skills for your first character here. And I'll go through each one to talk about why. So anatomy is a skill that will allow you to increase your damage with your melee weapon, your sword, and will also allow you to increase your ability to heal yourself with bandages. So that's why we're having anatomy pointed up, the up arrow. We have healing, so we can use bandages, which is the most effective way in combat to heal yourself, other than magery. It's also much cheaper than magery, it doesn't require mana, so that's why we have it. Magery, so that we can eventually learn some spells to teleport ourselves around. We're going to have meditation, so we can get our mana back quickly. Resisting spells, so that we can survive magical attacks. Swordsmanship is our main combat skill. And then tactics, which increases your weapon damage with skills like swordsmanship. Tactics is a skill you're always going to have no matter what you've chosen as your main weapon skill. It pairs with swordsmanship, mace fighting, archery, fencing to increase your damage output on your weapon attacks. So those are the 7 that we want to have in our new player category there. We want to make sure they're all pointed up and everything else is pointed down for this first starting character. Feel free to substitute mace fighting, fencing, archery, instead of swordsmanship into this template. And if you really don't want meditation, feel free to substitute something else. This is just a good starter template that will help you be a successful adventurer to start off in the game. We're going to go through in a little more detail other possible templates or viable templates that work in the UO Renaissance era, but this is a great place for you to start. Once you've gotten to around 50 swordsmanship or tactics, you're free to travel around and venture out further away from the city and stop fighting these animals and find some monsters. Right now let's head up to the Britain Graveyard, and see if some of the monsters are there we can fight. So I'm going to run north, because it's on the northwest end of the city, so follow the roads in the city northwards, and that will take us where we want to go. So just follow this path along the front of the Lord British's castle there, towards the north end of the city. And as you can see, these signs will tell you a little more info. So it says the Moat, Great Northern Road. That's not where we're going. And here is the Britain Graveyard.